What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Not the video I had planned for tonight, but nonetheless, we are here to discuss the Maple Leafs extending head coach Sheldon Keefe to a 2-year extension. So if you are new here and you're a Leaf fan like myself, or Raptors fan, clearly, but this is a Leaf channel, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Lots of Leafs content already, lots to come. News, rumors, player previews, season previews, lots of stuff coming. So make sure to stick around. Also, Manscaped, use code APH for 20% off and free shipping. That's manscaped.com, APH 20% off. Go get some stuff there. I'll mention more about that later on. But I'm on the fence about this. I like it and I don't like it. There's pros and there's cons. And I think Sheldon Keefe is a very good coach. But I think that there's reasons why you could have let Sheldon Keefe not get an extension until you've seen what he was able to accomplish this season. But again, we're going to go through a little bit of a timeline here. But before we get any further, let's actually take a look at, the press release, the tweet. Obviously, Sheldon Keefe, multi-year contract. There was some back and forth, I'd say, underneath this tweet. There were some quotes from Brad Treliving that I want to get to. But one that sticks out right away that we need to discuss is I think Sheldon is a top coach. When you've got good people, you want to keep them. This gets done because I think we have a good coach here. And then I'll bring up the numbers here. Since taking over for Mike Babcock in 2019, he has a 166, 71, and 30 record over 4 seasons. Good for a .622 winning percentage. So if we're going to go all the way back to when Sheldon Keefe took over for Mike Babcock, that was a hostile situation. There was players that were underperforming, most notably Tyson Barrie. And then Sheldon Keefe took over and Barrie started scoring. The team felt better. They started winning, and they went on to have an amazing second half of the season, and they never looked back. Obviously, the first round exits, the playoffs, that's something that needs to be talked about, and I definitely need to talk about that because I have my own theory on that. But what Brad Treliving is trying to say here is, sure, they could have held out and waited to have this guy signed at the end of the season, but they don't believe that they've got another candidate out there that they're as excited about right now or potentially at the end of the season. Now, there could be people fired. There could be situations where a coach comes out of nowhere. That does happen. But what the Leafs are saying here is that, okay, we like this guy. We think he's a good coach, and he is a good coach. You can't be in the comments saying he's not a good coach. He's a good hockey coach. But there's things about him that might irk some people. Now, is this team maybe better suited for how Keefe wants to play this year? I don't know. Is Sheldon Keefe going to elevate now that he also has an extension? I don't know, but that's another thing. Maybe, they're trying to eliminate distractions. The Matthews thing, eliminating a distraction. Sheldon Keefe, eliminating a distraction. Maybe William Nylander next, but there's a bunch of different storylines here, and it's almost like I can make 2 different videos on this type of thing. But what we need to acknowledge is, since Sheldon Keefe has come on, he's done an excellent job, especially, like I said, with the Babcock situation. He's done a really good job. But those first-round playoff exits are really troubling to me. And the first couple, I'm like, okay, it's growing pains. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You're a newer coach, couple seasons in. You're trying to find your way. But then I kind of ran out of excuses for Sheldon Keefe when the Leafs kept getting bounced in the first round. And it starts to not be a thing where it's like, he's new. He's just not getting the job done. And that's something that can be very tough to explain to a fan base. And you have to try to turn it around. And that's where it gets to my theory. Taking a quick break to let you guys know about the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. Hockey season is coming up, and we all know it's important to stay fresh and protected on and off the ice. And well, Manscaped is here to help us do that. I've got the Performance Package 4.0 with me. I've even got my travel bag, and it's perfect for the dressing room. Inside holds the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce accidents down there using its advanced skin-safe technology. It's also waterproof and has an LED spotlight for a more precise shave. Next up is a game changer, and that is the Weed Whacker Nose Hair Trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and has proprietary skin-safe technology. That's going to help nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. You're also getting the Crop Preserver below the waist deodorant and Crop Reviver below the waist toner. And like I mentioned earlier, Manscaped threw in 2 free gifts with the Performance Package 4.0. That is the Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off and free shipping with my code APH at manscaped.com. That's APH for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Now back to the video. So my theory is that, and this is kind of a negative thing when it comes to Sheldon Keefe, but again, this is a guess. This is not me saying this is what's happening. The Maple Leafs over the last few seasons have had this internal hump that they need to get over. Now, they won a round, but winning a round doesn't get you a banner, right? Of course, it's hard to win the Stanley Cup, but if the Leafs won a few playoff rounds every year, or even 2 1 year, 3 1 year, another one, they won 2, 3, like at least they're making runs, right? But they were either getting eliminated in the first round or even this past season winning a round, but then getting destroyed in the second round. So there's still this mental thing that the Leafs are trying to get over. And that's kind of my theory, is that it's a mental thing. So when you're dealing with trying to get over a hump and it's a collective team thing, okay, you can bring in guys in the dressing room, but they're also not getting it done. So who has to step up in that situation? And that's the coach, that's the GM, that's the president, but more importantly, the coach, to figure out those things within the team and then take them to that next level. Eliminate the mental pressure. Eliminate whatever they're going through. And if the players are not fully getting that from Sheldon Keefe, and again, I'm not saying that this is a guaranteed thing, but if they're not getting that from him, then you have to look at a different coach. But if it's not a mental thing, then what is it, right? Is it the players on the ice? They've got a talented team. Is it the coaching staff? That's when it turns to guys like Sheldon Keefe, and they've gone through coaches, and it's still the same results. But they took a step this year, and maybe that's part of the reason why Sheldon Keefe is getting an extension. But if the Leafs get bounced in the first round again, this is going to look really bad. It's going to look very, very bad. Because you gave an extension to a guy that's going to go out there and probably do the exact same thing. Not probably, maybe will do the exact same thing. So do I love Sheldon Keefe? Yeah, I actually think he's a good coach. But I'm not going to stand here and be like, yeah, no, everything he does is great and it's all going to work out and it's fine. No, I'm not going to do that because I still think he has something to prove. I kind of wish the Leafs waited. I do cheer for anybody getting job security and making money, like no doubt. I don't know how much he's making on this next contract, but I'm very excited for him and his family. That's great, but I want to see what the Leafs do with him if they get bounced again. And I'm hoping that with guys like Ryan Reeves, who are good locker room guys coming in now, a Bertuzzi, a Domi, bringing that feistiness in, a new GM who could change the culture a little bit, and he's sort of doing that. I'm hoping that maybe sparks not just the team, but sparks Sheldon Keefe as well. So this is a big move. This don't get me wrong, this is a big move, but it could potentially be a similar move if they get bounced in the first round. So hopefully you're following me there, but. I just wanted to bring this up, talk to you guys. I was at work, so I couldn't make this video right away, but I'm trying to make this my full-time work. So if you could, like, subscribe, check out Manscaped, use code APH for 20% off. I'd really appreciate that because it does also help the channel as well. Also, for all my fellow wrestling fans out there, just want to say quickly, rest in peace to Terry Funk and to Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. Two guys that one obviously got to live a full life and had a lot of great memories, but Bray Wyatt was only 36 years old. He has a family, he has young kids, and he was a pro wrestler, and I was a huge fan of him, so it's heartbreaking. So again, just rest in peace to those two guys. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll know what I'm saying, but yeah, if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Like I said, join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Make sure to sound off in the comments. What do you think about Sheldon Keefe signing a 2-year extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Let me know. Peace.